Good evening. I'm Kavita Karki and you're watching Emerging SME, a television program which highlights the success stories of micro, small and medium enterprises. On the show today, we have Great Sports Infra, the leading sports infrastructure company. Technocrat Connectivity Systems, one of the reputed manufacturers of wiring harness in the country. And Neptunus Power, the global engine service and solution provider for the offshore, industrial, marine and mining sectors. Let's start with the story of Great Sports Infra, South Asia's leading provider of turnkey solutions for sports infrastructure. It was started in the year 2004 by introducing next-generation long-pile artificial grass for sports and landscaping to India, and I have come a long way since then. I caught up earlier with Mr. Anil Kumar, the Managing Director of Great Sports Infra, who is a pioneer in introducing next-generation products for sports in this region. Take a look. What is your core area of competence, and also tell us about the major product portfolio held by Great Sports Infra?
I would say the core competence, or what we are well known for and what we believe is really something that we have been well recognized for, is the fact that we are able to bring in game-changing technologies to the sports infrastructure industry. I mean, like I mentioned, the artificial turf, the new generation artificial turf which we were the first to introduce in India, was very different from what was there in the past, which needed, watering and sprinkler system, and which could be used only for one sport. Unlike that, the new generation artificial turf, it could be used for any grass-based sport. It could also be used for non-sports usage, and now school playgrounds and even landscaping, everybody uses, including the FIFA standard football fields. But using that as a base, we went on to add other innovative products. You were asking about the product portfolio. We do, of course, do a lot of the conventional sports infrastructure like hockey fields and athletic tracks in stadiums. But the innovations have come by way of, for example, we have introduced a new technology for cricket stadiums. We are right now doing a first of its kind outfield renovation for the Bangalore Chinnaswamy Stadium, which will be the first cricket stadium in the world to be moving to a 21st century kind of an outfield with an automated drainage and suction system, and with embedded sensors and an aeration system. So you will see in a couple of months why that would be completely changing what cricket outfields will be. Similarly, we have introduced other products and technologies. We have something as a substitute for concrete indoor stadiums. We have introduced a membrane-based a dome, which completely reduces the time. Like, we can do it in 1/5 the time and maybe 1/4 the cost. We also are promoting modular stands. So you don't need to, in a stadium, build these huge concrete galleries that take up tens of crores, actually, which make a bulk of the investment in a sports stadium, which again we are able to do at a fraction of the cost and time. More recently, we also introduced a turf protection system for stadiums. Typically, if you see in a cricket stadium or in most of the stadiums, it's hardly used for about 15 days in a year. In the other 350 days, we don't want a huge investment like that, a big asset, lying idle. And there are ways to monetize it and to generate revenues without damaging the turf. So internationally, people do, acknowledge that stadiums cannot be economically viable with just one sport, using it for 15 days. So you should be able to use the stadium for non-sport events without damaging the turf. So these turf protection systems also, we have now started with our first project in Ahmedabad with Transstadia. So these are just examples of how we are bringing in various technologies that we want to change the economics and dynamics of the sports infrastructure.
Which all are the projects undertaken by Great Sports Infra, both in India and abroad?
Like I mentioned, we did start with artificial turf, with field turf, but over the years we have graduated on to a wide spectrum of sports infrastructure solutions. So we have done, like I mentioned, some of the key projects with the artificial turf for football, like the Salt Lake Stadium or the Chowgule College, the first ever FIFA standard field. We also used the same field turf for the national games last year held in Kerala to do a FIFA standard field, and quite a few other installations. We also do hockey fields with turf. Last year we again installed for the World Hockey League that was held in Raipur. But outside of turf itself, we do athletic tracks, the international standard athletic tracks, IAAF standard tracks, which we have done in many marquee stadiums. We have done recently for IIT Chennai. We have done for AFMC, Armed Forces Medical College in Pune. We are doing the Salt Lake Stadium right now. So there are plenty of athletic tracks as well. But these are some examples within India. But coming back to your question, we have good installations already executed. For example, we have done a FIFA standard field in Bangladesh, in Dhaka. We are currently finishing 2 fields in Maldives and in Sri Lanka. We have done 2 athletic tracks in Mauritius. And we have done a cricket academy in Kabul in Afghanistan. One other interesting achievement also has been, we have done 35 futsal fields in 35 islands of Maldives. So that's been a very pet project for the Maldives government. So we are very proud of what we've achieved both in India and internationally.
According to you, does Indian sports facility meet the global standard? And if not, then what all needs to be done to match the international standard?
I'll answer that in 2 parts. First of all, yes, a lot of the infrastructure that's built in India to host an international event does meet the international standards, there's no doubt about it. But going forward, is that or should that be the focus of the government in terms of investment into just creating these, these huge stadiums where 90% of the investment goes into the whole structure and the gallery, and the actual play area takes maybe less than 5 to 10% of the investment? We are completely reversing the model. I've been presenting in some seminars with FICCI and with CII, and basically we are advocating the fact that do not build these big white elephants. Use that investment to do these smart sports infrastructure, and you can probably do 50 such facilities that are taking sport to the people. So yes and no. Therefore, there are very good facilities in India, but that's not necessarily the direction that you want to go. If a certain city is hosting a Commonwealth Games or National Games, understandable that you need to build certain things. But as a general policy of the government, they need to really build smaller facilities that are multi-sport in their application. So we have models where you could do a 1 crore, 3 crore, 5 crore investment and actually do a better utilization of a 200 crore outlay, for example, that someone may have for one stadium. But we're also happy that the government, the central government especially, is giving a larger focus and larger allocation of budgets to sports infrastructure. And the other good development is that the CSR spend for companies, whatever they invest for or contribute towards sports infrastructure, is also now categorized as an eligible spend for CSR. So that's going to be another opportunity for us as well.
For over 10 years, Great Sports Infra has endeavored to create excellent value for its customers through world-class products and impeccable service delivery. Here we'll take a short break, lots more on the other side. Stay tuned in. Welcome back. The next company in the show today is Technocrat Connectivity Systems. With a humble beginning in 1994 from making small wire assemblies, today Technocrat manufactures over 1 million wiring harness every month. Technocrat Connectivity Systems is one of the reputed manufacturers of wiring harness in the country. So what is the major product range that you offer?
We produce wiring harness for automobile and as well as home appliances products.
Mr. Vinod, what all are the fields in which your products find applications?
See, we make wiring harness and auto electrical parts. Wiring harness we make for two-wheelers, for four-wheelers and home appliances. And auto electrical parts like sensors and thermistors which are used in two-wheelers and four-wheelers as well as both. For two-wheelers we make wiring harness for sub-assemblies for battery, sub-assemblies for combinational switches. For four-wheelers we make wiring harness for lighting, headlamps, audio and rear combination lamps, apart from ignition, combinational steering switches and a main wiring for aftermarket.
Where all are you located across the country?
See, currently we have 3 units, one in Gurgaon for wiring harness and 2 units we have in Pantnagar, one for wiring harness and one for terminals. And future we have a plan to set up one more unit in Bawal and another unit in Mehsana in Ahmedabad.
With a humble beginning in the year 1994 to make small wire assemblies, today Technocrat has certainly reached an envious position with over 1 million wiring harness produced every month. So how has been this journey of remarkable transition?
The journey was actually exciting and full of challenges. Exciting with that because there is a CAGR of 10% year on year, and challenges of arranging funds backward integration, forward integration, and satisfying customer needs on quality, cost, delivery, everything.
In your kind of industry, it is very crucial to meet the best quality parameters for customer satisfaction, for that matter to even retain them and sustain in the market. So how do you ensure stringent quality norms?
See, quality is a state of mind only. I mean, when you have to achieve something good, you can achieve. This is one thing. And in our company, the corporate philosophy is always aspires for excellence. And nothing is good enough. And always never abandon your hope. So with this mantra, actually, we have updated ourselves for ISO 9000, then TS 16949. Then we become a cluster member of ECMA, CII, now part of MACE. And we have updated ourselves with the latest machines and technology for laboratory and other equipment which is used for the foolproofing of the defects of which pass on to the customer.
To meet the customer's expectation, there is a need of continuous upgradation in the process and adaptation of latest technologies. So how has Technocrat Connectivity Systems been able to develop more faith in its clientele for the brand?
We believe that our strength is our people. We put in more training and upgradation in our people. And secondly, we have upgraded our plant with the latest technological machines. And third thing is that we have put in online the Pokayokes, which means defect-free part goes to the customer. It's a foolproofing of defect, avoiding any defect goes to the customer. So with this consistent in quality, cost, delivery, and obviously the positive attitude to serve and delight customer, our customer put trust in us.
Over the period of time, you have expanded your operations with the backing of sound quality systems and enriched human resources for executing various operations. So what has been the driving force behind touching new horizons year after year?
The driving force is a passion to excel and determination to succeed. These are the two driving forces. Before this, let me tell you, we have tried a number of business, but success eluded us. So the failure never defeated us. The failure was only learning to us, and due to that learning only, we have succeeded in this business.
I see many awards and trophies here. So what is the most notable achievement that you have received in the recent past?
See, the most notable achievement is the recognition given by our esteemed customers year by year, and the awards. That actually determines us to even do more better. We have been recognized nationally also by Rajiv Gandhi National Quality Award and ECMA Award for Manufacturing Excellence.
What is your vision for the company's future, and how do you see the company's growth over the course of time?
See, our vision is to become a one-stop shop for wiring harness for home appliances and automotive industry, and we wanted to have all auto electrical parts for aftermarket. We are expanding our capabilities from backward integration to forward integration, and we hope to become a 100 crore company by next 5 years.
Corporate social responsibility is a form of corporate self-regulation integrated into a business model. So how do you implement your corporate social responsibility?
Actually, we are a very small company to implement very big ideas, but we have very small ideas. We are part of immunization program of Pulse Polio. Our team volunteers it, and we also employ women more in our organization to empower women, which is today's need for women to become more self-reliant. And like our Prime Minister says, Beti Bachao, Beti Padhao, we say Beti Badhao. So third point is what we do is we have put in our more people in planting trees, and we are concerned about the green.
The continuous upgradation in process and adaptation of latest technologies has helped Technocrat's clientele to pose more and more faith in its products. Here we'll take another short break. Keep watching Emerging SME. Welcome back. Neptunus Power is a 20 years old leading global engine service and solution provider for the offshore, industrial, marine and mining sectors. Today, Neptunus is on the cutting edge of reliability engineering in the maintenance industry. Neptunus' pioneering extensive technology has helped its customers save tens of thousands of dollars every year in the maintenance cost. To talk on the company's success story, growth and vision, we have been joined by Mr. Uday Purohit, the Managing Director of Neptunus Power from Mumbai. Good evening, Mr. Purohit, and welcome to the show.
Good evening.
Since 1996, Neptunus has been offering reliability engineering in the maintenance industry, helping customers saving in their maintenance cost. So how has been this journey so far?
Professionally and personally, it has been a challenging yet a very rewarding journey. 20 years ago, we started off with a dream. We have shown sustained growth. And if there's one quality that has helped us in this journey is our dedication and our commitment to customer focus and customer delight. So today we've integrated ourselves with our customers' needs. We've tried to make ourselves indispensable to the customer, and that possibly is one of the reasons why we are here today.
Which are the sectors and disciplines for which Neptunus is offering its services?
We are basically an engines and metal company. Our businesses are engine-centric, so we offer our customers a wide variety of services related to diesel engine and gas engine-based power plants. This could be in the marine, drilling, and the industrial sector. As an SME, we represent two large engine manufacturers in India, which in my opinion is a first. We are the authorized distributors for Nigata in India and the surrounding regions. We also work with EMD, which is a Caterpillar company in these regions.
Mr. Purohit, which are the major products offered by Neptunus?
We are an engine-centric company. We offer solutions for diesel and gas engine-based power plants. So typically we would repower, we would set up new power plants, we would optimize it, we would do routine maintenance, we do major maintenance, and now of course our reliability engineering. So we would get into a plant, we would use the latest diagnostic tools, we would help owners to predict the life of their equipment, to prolong it, to optimize revenues, and that's what we do best. Diesel engines and diesel engine associated equipment.
Neptunus has its presence globally. So which is the major market base overseas for Neptunus, and what are your offerings in these regions?
We established our UAE office at RAK a few years back, and about 15 months ago, we established our Tanzania operations. We see Africa as a very big future. Our UAE office caters to the Middle East and to Europe. From India, we look at the Far East.
Mr. Purohit, now please tell us about your Engine Training and Capability Building Center.
We focus on training, on skill building, and this is a large investment done here. We've seen that errors on customer sites are reduced. Our customers themselves have started using our Capability Building Center to train their people. We find customers being reassured of the fact that people are continuously trained here, and I believe that every service provider needs to look at training as an important part of the service offering.
Neptunus has also developed a cloud database for customers. So how has it helped to serve your clients better?
Our marine and drilling customers are always far away from their assets. For example, a rig manager is thousands of miles away from the rig. The ship operator is thousands of miles away from his vessel. Accessing data is always a problem. We've had customers coming to us and asking us for information on work that we had done a couple of years earlier. This always meant that we had to dig into records, get back to them. So the idea of a cloud database system was formed, where today every single exchange or communication between us and the client is stored in a secure database. passwords are given to the customer. So the idea is the customer could be at an airport waiting to take a flight, access this database, and he has all the records for his assets.
Mr. Purohit, anything else related to the company's credentials and resources that you would like to share with us?
I believe, and the team now believes, that the only way we can remain in business and the only way that we can grow is to recalibrate our services and to ask ourselves, are we really adding value to our customer? So value addition is something that we drive very hard into our teams. So even when we perform a routine overall on big critical, mission critical equipment, we ask our people, have you done something that you didn't do earlier? Have you added any value to the customer that he didn't see before? So that's on the value addition part. We try to make ourselves indispensable to the customer. On the technology part, Extensive is an in-house effort from Neptunus. It is reliability engineering with a difference. We are the first company that has talked about proactive oil maintenance and reliability engineering. I do believe that this combination can help our customers. We've got several sites now where we focused on our Extensive program, and I believe that saving 15 to 20% costs for a customer is something that delights them.
Neptunus has been able to showcase a sustainable growth rate in the recent past. So how do you see the company's growth in the upcoming years?
We have been facing challenging times recently. Two of the major industries that we work in, that is marine and the drilling industries, are going through a sustained downturn. These two industries are in doldrums. Despite that, we are very optimistic about our growth. We still forecast 15 to 20% growth rates year on year. Our Africa operations have now started growing. We see a lot of business coming in there. We are now depending less on these two industries. We are looking at other sectors as well, and that's where we see the growth for Neptunus in the next couple of years.
Mr. Purohit, what is your vision for the future of Neptunus Power?
Interestingly, this vision setting, which is normally an entrepreneur's diktat to his people, was something that we didn't agree with at senior management. So this year we had the entire Neptunus team, right from the junior-most employees upwards, looking at our vision, looking at our future. We deliberated over 2 days, and today we've got a vision document that is created by the team for the team, and I so believe that that is what will drive it.
Thanks, Mr. Purohit, for joining us in the show. With this, we come to the end of this episode. I will be back next week with the success stories of few other SMEs. Till then, goodbye and take care.